Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. This is the second of 4 Mardi Gras episodes, and on this episode, it's all about gold, and gold represents power. Now I'm going to touch base on that a little later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode, I asked which Guardian of the Galaxy was previously a human being by the name of Arthur Douglas. Well, the correct answer is Drax. Now, this happened as a result of Thanos kidnapping and killing all of his family with the exception of his daughter Sarah. And then another character ends up coming to Earth and then transforming him into the character Drax so he could kill Thanos. Well, the correct answer is Drax. Some of y'all said Drax the Destroyer. I took that as well. And 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, the name's been in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... Alexis Brantley from Spring Hill, Louisiana. So congratulations, Alexis. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a DC question. Which DC character was originally created to be a substitute Batman? Alright, here are the hints. The first hint is that this character made their first appearance in More Fun Comics number 73 in 1941 and was created by Mort Weisinger and George Papp. The second hint, this character had a son named Connor Hawke who took on his mantle at a time that he was presumed dead. The second hint, this character's significant other is Dinah Lance, aka the Black Canary. And the fourth and final hint, this is a real dead giveaway. This character had their own TV show on the CW that ran from 2012 to 2020, with Stephen Amell playing the character. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Alright, now Nathan Johnson from Locust Grove, Georgia has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features one of the most beloved characters in both the comics and the big screen, going up against one of the most beloved characters in the comics, and a few of them love him on the big screen, although he's only appeared in 3 movies. But we all love him. And he's also a former villain, now turned anti-hero. Representing Marvel, we have Ant-Man. And also representing Marvel, we have Venom. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call...
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Ant-Man versus Venom. Ant-Man possesses the ability to shrink to submicroscopic size and enter to subatomic universes, genius-level intellect, size shifting from nearly microscopic to 100 feet, the ability to transfer his size-shifting ability to other beings and objects, the use of pin particle discs that allow him to will himself and other objects to reduce in size or enlarge, the maintenance of normal size strength in shrunken state, a helmet with a retractable plexiglass face shield and limited air supply that also grants him telepathic communication with ants, and superhuman strength, stamina, durability, and mass in giant form. Venom possesses all the powers of the symbiote's first human host, Spider-Man, limited shape-shifting and camouflage, and autonomous defense capabilities. Who would win? This fight would start off with the two attempting and dodging attacks for minutes on end. Ant-Man then charges towards Venom and shrinks down to a submicroscopic size. Despite the symbiote's efforts to fight off Ant-Man, the latter places a Pym particle disc on the former. This causes the symbiote to shrink, but not the symbiote's host body, Eddie Brock. Ant-Man then ends the fight by knocking Brock out cold with a swift punch to the face. Ant-Man wins. And that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Thank you, Nathan Johnson, for that fight. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll have another one in 2 weeks. Now, y'all know my rules when it comes to the Throwdown Showdown fight. The first rule is you can, at least one comic book or manga character has to be featured. And they can go up against another manga character, a video game character, or a serious-minded cartoon character like Lion-O, any member of the Silverhawks, Transformers, G.I. Joe, anyone like that. And make sure that your fight makes sense. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for Perry White of the Daily Planet going up against Carnage. Alright, now it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there's only one thing I'm going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and that's the news of the list of TV shows and movies that James Gunn and Peter Safran have revealed for DC Studios. And the first phase of it is called Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. It all kicks off with Creature Commandos. Now, for those of y'all who are unfamiliar with Creature Commandos, these were characters that first made their debut in an issue of Weird War Tales in 1980. And some of the characters that are in this book are characters like Aten, Bogman, Gunner, Hunter, Medusa, Patchwork, Volcaro, Woolpack, the G.I. Robot, and Matthew Shreve. And they were a staple of DC, especially before Crisis on Infinite Earths. And now the whole precipice behind this series, they're a bunch of military-grade superheroes from the World War II era. So I kind of figured Gunn was going to go with the face being called Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. They're probably going to go with the whole monsters thing. And yeah, I think I'm liking this. And then right after that is Superman Legacy. Now Superman Legacy is going to be loosely based from the they're taking a lot of the Grant Morrison stuff. It's going to be loosely based on All-Star Superman, which was written by Grant Morrison with art by Frank Quitely. And they're going to in this one they're going to focus on Superman's strengths, and then his one weakness besides kryptonite, and that's his inability to kill. And then third is Waller. Now this talks about the early days of Amanda Waller, and I was right. Just about everyone that was left standing after the movie The Suicide Squad in 2021 will be in this movie, including Viola Davis, who, by the way, last night earned a Grammy. So now she is an EGOT. She's an EGOT winner. She has won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So congratulations, ma'am. We love you, and we can't wait to see you at Waller. All right, then next is The Authority. Now, The Authority was a superhero team book that was created for Wildstorm, and that was right before DC ended up acquiring the rights to all the characters. Now, The Authority is practically is pretty much the Justice League. Only difference is they kill the bad guys. And two of their most popular characters were the characters Midnighter and Apollo, who we previously seen in the pages of Action Comics alongside Superman when they went to World. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then next is Booster Gold. Now Booster Gold is a washed up character from the future who goes to the present and the past at times, and he tries to right all the wrongs. I mean, he's practically like the most unhumble superhero you will ever meet. I mean, he beats his chest. He's a glory hound. I mean, he's everything that you don't want in a superhero. And then next is the Brave and the Bold. Now this is a Batman movie, and it's going to feature Batman and the Damian Wayne Robin, and it's loosely based off of Grant Morrison's first story arc for Batman called Batman and Son. And honestly, I love that story arc. That was one of the main things that really got me into reading Batman. I can't wait to watch that. And then next is Lanterns. Now this is going to focus on the Green Lanterns with a lot of emphasis on Hal Jordan and John Stewart. And it's going to be kind of a a superhero version of True Detective, if you will. And this was a TV show that will premiere on HBO Max. All right, then next is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Now, Supergirl, of course, is the older cousin of Kal-El, but upon Krypton's destruction, she ends up being frozen, being in suspended animation for years, and then Superman practically outgrows her. So this practically talks about Supergirl before Krypton's destruction and what happened before she got to Earth. And then next is Paradise Lost. Now Paradise Lost is a TV show, and you would think that it's going to have something to do with Wonder Woman. Yes and no. It's going to have something to do with Wonder Woman in terms of the Island of Themyscira, but Diana will not be part of it. As a matter of fact, the series takes place long before she's born. And in it, we get to learn a lot more about the lifestyles and the politics of what goes on Themyscira. And we also get to see Wonder Woman's mother, Hippolyta, including some other characters like Artemis, or we may even see Nubia. Who knows? But I'm really looking forward to it. And then last, Swamp Thing. Now, Swamp Thing is Now, some people think that Swamp Thing is either a cartoon or a movie. Wrong. Swamp Thing is an original comic book series with the character being created by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson in the early 70s. And the popularity of the character was what led to it having two movies, and then an animated series and a half-hour TV series 30 years ago. But and also most recently another TV series that was on the CW that was only on for 2 seasons before it was canceled. You know what? I'm starting to retract everything that I said about Gunn and Safran discontinuing the Snyderverse. I think this really has a lot of potential, and all of this is now the first Creature Commandos is going to premiere in 2025. Now, here's the interesting thing they're doing with Creature Commandos, and I wasn't thinking about this when I covered this a few minutes ago. But what they're going to do, they're going to start casting actors and actresses to play the physical role, and then they're going to get these actors and actresses to play the voice for the animated series that will be on HBO Max. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really excited about this, and here's the thing, James Gunn is a comic book nerd. He really knows his stuff. You think I know my stuff? You haven't met him. He really knows his stuff. And I'm really excited about this Gods and Monsters chapter. So if I find out more about any castings or any release dates, I'll let y'all know. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, here we go. First up is Avengers number 65. Captain America Sentinel of Liberty number 9. Dark Web finale. The Flash 1 Minute War Special. Lazarus Planet Legends Reborn. Legion of X number 10. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 3. Really loving this book right here. Radiant Black number 21. Scarlet Witch number 2. Star Trek number 4. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, The Illyrian Enigma number 2. Venom number 16. Wakanda number 5. And finally, X-Force number 37. All right, that's 14, which brings the total number of comics that I've bought since December of 1997 to 11,860. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which DC character was originally created to be a substitute Batman? All right, here are the hints. The first hint is that this character made their first appearance in More Fun Comics number 73 in 1941 and was created by Mort Weisinger and George Papp. The second hint, this character's significant other is Dinah Lance, aka the Black Canary. The third hint, this character had a son named Connor Hawke, who also took up this character's mantle when this character was presumed dead. And then the fourth and final hint, and this is a dead giveaway. This character had their own show on the CW that ran from 2012 to 2020 with Stephen Amell playing the character. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Alexis Brantley from Spring Hill, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this episode. All right, now earlier I was talking about the color gold in the 3 colors of Mardi Gras. Now gold represents power. And what I'm about to say is either going to inspire or offend some folks. But power is it's a good, but it's also a very precious thing to harness or to possess. In my time of living, I have seen folks with different higher up positions, whether it be CEO, whether it be manager, whether it be boss, whether it be coaches, whether it be in political office, whether it be educators. I've seen some of them handle it well, and I've seen some of them handle it very poorly. And what I mean by very poorly is that some of them will be bullies and then do as I say, not as I do, or I've had such and such degrees and you don't even have one. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is a very, very bad show of character. And the more I see it, the more it just annoys me. I mean, we are defined. If we have power, we're defined by the way we harness it. We are. And that's all I have to say. And on next week's episode, which the road ahead for the show, next week's episode 433, I'm going to cover the color purple, and purple in Mardi Gras represents justice. Then on episode 434, I'm going to end it in a bang with an ultimate Mardi Gras comic hero tee. Now, some of y'all may have seen it. I've thought about going back to the drawing board on that one. I haven't really decided for sure, but if I do, I'll let y'all know. On episode 435, I'm going to celebrate Heart Health Month. This month of February is Heart Health Month, and there are a lot of things about heart health that we don't know about, and I'm going to cover them. On episode 436, I'm going to raise awareness of endometriosis. Now, endometriosis is a cause that affects women that I raised awareness of for the first time last year, and I'm going to do it every March moving forward. All right, really enjoying doing these Mardi Gras shows. The next week will be the third one, and Mardi Gras is a holiday we celebrate here in Louisiana, or really in the Deep South, but we really do it up in here in Louisiana. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. And one more thing, I have a birthday segment right after this. So if you watch the show and you know someone who has a birthday, or if you have a birthday coming up, I may have your name on there. So stick around. Don't stop watching after this segment. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm a comic hero. I'll see you next week for episode 433. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.